Welcome to What's on Your Mind. I am Leslie O'Hare. I am so excited to be sitting here with these two beautiful ladies. I'm sitting with Psalms and Hannah Wimbrey. They are the executive producers, entrepreneur. You know what? I like to call them the up-and-coming Oscar Hollywood producers because I know that's in their future. I wanted to have them here to talk about their upcoming film, Summer of Violence, because it's very essential, especially with this show. As you all know, I go from state to state and city to city to find out what's really on your mind. And I thought these young ladies really have a lot to share on their mind about what they do and how they do it, and to encourage you or any aspiring filmmakers out there that are looking to aspire to what they've done, that you can do it or whatever your goals are. So welcome to the show.
Thank you, Miss Leslie. We're so excited.
Well, I'm excited to have both of you here. I tell you what, you're just so successful at such a young age, and I really, really admire both of you. And I know that you are the executive producers, as I mentioned, of Summer of Violence.
Yes.
But you're also co-founders of 360 Films that you co-own with your mom and your dad, as well as Nikki Michelle.
Yes.
And so Nikki is the writer, producer, executive producer of Summer of Violence as well, correct?
Yes.
Now, I want to talk about the film in a little bit, but I really would be remiss if I didn't talk about your parents, because you all come from just such a phenomenal family. I know your dad is a renowned motivational speaker, and he's also a successful author as well. And I believe one of his books is Building the Millionaire Mindset.
Yes.
And your mom is just so successful. She's an author, and I'm going to be interviewing her in the next episode. We're going to be talking about her books series for children. So it doesn't really surprise me that you have this gift, the talent, and this push and motivation for success. How have your parents shaped you for who you are today as entrepreneurs as well as young women?
Yes, for sure. Our parents have definitely invested so much into our passions. And I feel like it really helps us to be in this industry specifically, because this industry you get a lot of no's. And a lot of times that can push people down, but with having parents who is a motivational speaker and a mom who just is motivational, like in general, they have allowed us to create this mindset where we get a no. It doesn't mean that we're a no. We don't take it personal, you know? So they really built that into our character, and it helped a lot with this industry.
It makes a big difference. I always say whenever there's a no, it just means that God has a bigger door right around the corner.
Yes, ma'am.
And if we take those no's to empower us and to push us, we will always reach a level of success, and we'll never stay stagnant. And I love what you say. It's not taking it personal.
Yeah.
Because a no isn't about you, right? And here's the thing that's even bigger. It's about the timing of God.
Yeah.
And so that's really, if we can absorb that, I think a lot of us, when we get those no's, we say, that is a yes.
Yeah, yes,
You know?
exactly. That's so good. It's a yes in another way. Yeah, it's opening another door. Yeah,
exactly. And Hannah, you say, and I quote, that there's a 360, every day there's a 360 moment. Hence the 360 Films production company. What does that mean to you?
Yes, absolutely. I truly feel like in our life, everything is 360. Everything comes back around, but like you said, definitely in God's timing and His way and His character towards us. And I think it's very sweet that we create memories daily, and we're able to express them and create in them and tell other people's stories about it, and having value to people's stories and be able to make it in a cinematic way, because we have been really focused on film, you know, in front of the camera, but being behind the camera is a completely different light, and we really cherish the moments that we have behind the camera.
And speaking of being behind the cameras, both of you are actresses, and so there is a vast difference, right? Because I used to be an actress myself. I've been on Off-Broadway, I've been on The Cosby Show, and different shows, much younger, years and years ago. I've aged since then. But I remember those experiences, but I've also worked behind the scenes as well. What do you like the most about being an actress and working behind the scenes? Because there is a vast difference, but the growth there, the growth potential and the learning capability that you have by knowing both, because we all know the entertainment field is a business.
Yes.
So you have like three facets going on there.
Yes.
So what is the difference for you working in front and behind the film?
Yeah. For me personally, being able to take a step behind the camera, you see everything like comes into play. Like if one person's not doing their job, you're not going to get away with it, you know?
Right.
So it really, for me, being behind the camera, it let me see like more of the team aspect and have more appreciate for how the film or show, whatever is created. So I appreciate it more in a different way.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
absolutely. Same way is that understanding the root of what you're doing, you know, and actually understanding the art and the passion behind it. Because as an actress, you walk onto the set doing the job for somebody else, but having the value of seeing, it's almost like raising a kid, you know, it's like you really raise it to what you want it to grow up as its best potential, you know, it's like, and you have it, you cherish it, and you allow other people to be around the art that you're creating, but you're doing it well because you're doing it like from the roots, and you understand the value of what you're doing.
Absolutely.
And I love seeing that.
So I want to talk about the film, Summer of Violence. So the backdrop is set in 1993 in Denver. The story revolves around a young lady by the name of Naomi. Naomi is studying to become a law student, but she actually is going through a lot of pain, a lot of agony, and it's because during this era in Denver, there's a lot of violence going on. So she turns to poetry to try and encourage herself and her community. And in life, a lot of times we really have to look for something else as an outlet. And so this story takes this young lady and her community on a journey that it appears to me that's a little bit unexpected for her, because now she has to change the trajectory of her life to better her life and really wanting to make a difference in the community. What I would like to do is take a look at the trailer, and then we'll come back on the other side and talk about the film. Okay? All right.
The summer of violence continues to take lives with the death.
They stole the summer, gave it a new name. I've been writing some poems.
This was part of the plan, an internship before your first year.
That's what you planned, Dad.
It's your life. You're shacking up with that white boy. Next thing you'll be pregnant.
This, it's way too serious. I'd never even dated a black girl before, and I never wanted it to be my life.
Forget about your dad. Forget about Richie. You're gonna love Denver.
What about summer love?
Can I show you some?
Summer hope, summer dreams, freedom. That's how you see me?
Yeah.
Summer. They say violence is random, but it can't be random when it keeps happening on the same 6 blocks, killing the same black bodies. It's not random, it's personal. So stop saying it's random, because it can't ever be random. When it feels so damn personal to me.
That film, I tell you, is so heartfelt and compelling. I want to thank you and your entire team for creating such a compelling story, because it is about inspiration. We all go through a lot in life, and we never know when we're going to come up against a storm, but it's how we come through that storm. Why was it important for you all to create this film?
Yeah, absolutely. I truly admire, again, telling somebody else's story in such a cinematic and artistic way. And the character Naomi, how she expresses her emotions is through creating art. And I think that's very important, even as, you know, like black young ladies who want to be successful but don't know where to start, and really relating that on a very specific way, especially through pain and trauma, and being able to process it through the best way that she can, whether that's through like the community she's in or creating in the best way that she knows how to. I think that's very important, and I think it really does speak a lot in a big time in her life.
And so whenever you talk about this being a big time in her life, what is the impact that Naomi's telling through her story with the community? How is their reaction?
Yeah, absolutely. I love it because it's also based off of Nikki Michaud. She's the writer, director. She created all of this, executive producer, underneath this umbrella of her story when she lived through 1993 Denver, Colorado. And this expresses her time in her way, and she knew having this story that this is going to impact her community as well. And seeing how she does that in such a beautiful way, and how I mean, a lot of the film is based in a poetry lounge, you know, and so she's expressing her art with others around her that understand her and are listening, like truly listening to her. Because it's hard in, you know, like 1993 and like going to CU Boulder for, you know, law. People don't really understand the art, the poetry that you're saying. It's like she finds her community that really can hear her and listen to her and want to comfort her in that.
It was cool because we actually had an audience member in one of our screenings, and he got emotional, and he spoke to us after, and he was saying that he was in Colorado whenever that was happening. So it was cool to see, like, not only does it touch people's hearts who didn't really go through that experience during that time, but it's cool to see the audience that actually did go through that. It touched them in a different way, so that was really nice to see.
So whenever you are putting together a film, obviously there's an audition. What was it about Cassie Inez? What was it about her that made you say this is the one?
Yes. With Casey Inez, we love seeing how personal she made it. You know, she approached the material in such an authentic and vulnerable way, and really putting herself in the shoes of Naomi and be like, how would you feel in this specific moment? How would you feel with defending your emotions, especially towards your father and towards like your mother, and at the time her spouse? It's like, how do you try to express yourself? And she's like, well, this is how I would do it, you know? And she just
made it her
wore
own.
her heart on her sleeve, and she made it her own. And the way she just expressed it, and seeing Nikki Michaud, seeing Casey portray her story, like that was just so beautiful to me to see that she's like, she can do it. You know, like I trust her with this material, and she did it well.
And how can your viewers, your fans, how can they find you all on social media, and how can they purchase tickets for Summer of Violence?
Yes, absolutely. So Psalms and I have a shared account. It's at Wimbrey Sisters. It's on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, our YouTube. We have Summer of Violence at Summer of Violence Film on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all the things. And you can find it on 360films.com, but all the information is summerofviolence.com as well.
Fantastic. Well, it's been a true honor and a treat for me to sit down with you all. I've been wanting to interview you. You're so welcome. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for inspiring young women and all women. And thank you for everything that you all do in your community. Continue to strive and just always keep God first, knowing that this is just the beginning of where He's taking you, and never, ever, ever give up.
Thank you so much, Miss Leslie.
You're so welcome. Thank you all for joining us for another episode of What's on Your Mind. And you never know what city or town I may pop in to find out what's on your mind. Till next time, bye everybody.